Jasmine, and these are my parents, Guy and Joe, and my boyfriend Rowan. And this is our home, Free Spirit. Come join us on our adventures. In this video, we round the Mull of Kintyre and continue exploring the west coast of Scotland and its many wild places. After having spent a while exploring the Clyde, we prepared ourselves for the journey around the Mull of Kintyre. We set off early in the morning to make sure the tides and conditions would be just right. The Mull of Kintyre is a notoriously dangerous place, with strong tidal flows. Luckily, the forecast was windstill and calm, although unfortunately this meant we couldn't raise the sails and had to motor. Just as we rounded the point, we encountered strange swells and confused currents, just a small taster of the monster it could be in less favourable conditions. After a long day, we finally saw the outline of the mystical Paps of Jura. We spent a night anchored off the town of Craighouse and set off again in the morning to sail to the other, wilder side of Jura. We sailed through the passage between Jura and Islay. With the wind and current in our favour, we sped along, reaching 11 knots at times. Finally, we made it to Loch Tarbert and were greeted by a white-tailed eagle. Once the weather calmed down, we jumped in our kayaks to explore. The landscape of Jura is rugged and beautiful. Some of the most incredible places were the ancient raised beaches along the coast. As the glaciers receded some 10,000 years ago, the weight of the ice was removed and the land rose, creating these perfect boulder beaches that have been frozen in time. Of course, you can't be in Scotland for long without experiencing rain. But come rain or shine, it didn't dampen our spirits, nor that of the local wildlife, like this family of otters we encountered. Thankfully, the showers were often short-lived. Jura has many old caves which we were eager to explore. Waves and currents are funneled through in places, and some of the beaches are littered with plastic, a not so pleasant sight in such a wild place. After a long while, we decided to leave Jura and headed across to Oronsay and Colonsay. The island's white sand beaches covered in shells were rather different from the habitat of Jura. And the little rock pools along the shore harboured some crazy critters. Unfortunately, we couldn't stay long. With a big storm forecast soon, we set the sails and headed for Oban. We practiced goose-winging along the way as the wind was coming from directly behind us. The storm hit hard and some boats came in damaged with tattered sails, and the constant swaying of the pontoon caused fenders to pop. Thankfully, Free Spirit was unharmed, and after repairing the deck lights and a bit of shopping, we set off once again. We sailed past Ardnamurchan and arrived at the Isle of Muck, a small island with a few farms and a great view from the top. we saw hundreds of ducks, a rather odd sight. Setting sail again, we were joined by a pod of common dolphins. We found a beautiful anchorage just off the Singing Sands, surrounded by woodland and mountains. Welcome to the Singing Sands. Having spotted a deep pool, we couldn't resist going for a very refreshing dip. We travelled on to Loch Moidart. In the woodlands, we found many different types of mushrooms. Some, like these chanterelles, we collected to make some delicious meals with. Rowan helped us out with lots of repairs and jobs on the boat, some of them quite uncomfortable. Rowan's time with us was drawing to a close, and we slowly headed up to Mallaig to drop him off, stopping for a snorkel on the way. Please like and subscribe and join us next time as we go beneath the Skye Bridge and out to more amazing places. Dad, what have you got?
I've got ticks right in my pants. I got them going up to my crotch and everything. This is action stations. Oh my god, I thought I'd done my legs.